Tim, this is a big day for Jeb Bush. He started out making it clear he was thinking of running late last year. And since then, except for the fact that he's taken in tens of millions of dollars, he's not had the best of time. His candidacy at the beginning was seen as something that might wipe out other candidates. He might be a dominant figure. The normal physics of the Republican Party suggests he should be. He's the establishment favorite and the top fundraiser. But he has run into Scott Walker, Marco Rubio, and others who threaten his ability to get the nomination. This kickoff today is going to be closely watched by people in the political world, by people in the fundraising world, and Jeb Bush hopes by the wider public, because it's a chance for him to finally start as an active candidate, trying to reestablish himself as a dominant and maybe the dominant figure in this race.
Mark Halperin, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the competition that Jeb Bush faces, particularly. Let's start with Marco Rubio.
Well, Marco Rubio and Jeb Bush are friends. Rubio put out a statement this morning saying, in effect, in politics, people often say someone's their friend. In this case, they really are friends. They share a political base here. And this is a state that obviously is critically important in both the nomination fight and the general for fundraising. But Marco Rubio has something Jeb Bush cannot get, no matter what he does. He is a new face that would represent a different kind of face as a young Hispanic man, someone new to the political stage. Jeb Bush cannot do that, obviously, no matter what he does. And so for Jeb Bush, the challenge is to come across as new and exciting in some ways, even though he's never going to match Marco Rubio in that respect. His campaign is doing something as part of the announcement on Snapchat, which no campaign has ever done, clearly an attempt to show that Jeb Bush is a man not just of the present, but of the future. But Rubio has done very well this year, along with Scott Walker, has probably come the furthest in terms of establishing himself as a top-tier candidate this year.
Mark, just to follow up on what you said having to do with Governor Scott Walker, what distinguishes him from Jeb Bush?
That he's in the arena now. And I hear this from voters and donors over and over again. Jeb Bush last was in public office as the governor of this state, very successful conservative governor, but from a different time, not in the Obama era, not in the Tea Party era. Scott Walker has been in the arena, elected and reelected and surviving a recall in Wisconsin, fighting today's fights. And Walker himself makes this point. Again, something Jeb Bush can't match. He can't come in here today and claim that he's been as involved in our elections and in our political fights of late as Scott Walker. What he's got to do is take his experience, and he'll do this in the speech here this afternoon, take his experience from time as governor of Florida, and then talk about today's fights and try to convince people that he's the right person to lead the Republican Party, to lead the country in today's fights. Again, Walker very compellingly makes the argument, publicly and privately, look, I'm in the arena now as a governor, and he's contrasting himself both with the senators like Rubio who are running and with somebody like a Jeb Bush who has been out of the game and therefore not just rusty, but isn't associated with the big fights that the Republican Party and the conservative movement has been taking on.